I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com. Today we're going to be making this card using the Sunshine and Rainbows bundle. These are going to be retiring on 31st May, so they'll no longer be available. And also the Magical Tape bundle. So that's the stamp set and the framelits. By the way, the cardstock I used here is called Tempting Turquoise. That is also retiring, as well as this colour here, Soft Sky. This has been cut 8 1/4 inches by 5 7/8 inches. In centimetres, that's 21 centimetres by 14.85 centimetres. It's been scored at 4 1/8, that's 10.5 centimetres, and folded in half. We'll also need some Whisper White scraps to stamp and die cut our rainbow pieces, as well as for the clouds and the unicorn. We're going to be using a lot of inks, all the rainbow colours in fact. The mnemonic device I use to remember the colours of the rainbow is Roy GB1V. That's Richard of York gave battle in vain, or you could use read out your good book in verse. So here are the colours: Real Red for R, Pumpkin Pie for orange. This is a new in colour ink coming soon called Pineapple Punch. So that's a sneak peek for you. That's my yellow. Old Olive, which is green. Tempting Turquoise, this one is retiring for my blue. And Night of Navy for the indigo colour. And Rich Raspberry for violet. I also need some Tuxedo Black Memento ink, Smoky Slate and a sponge dauber, and of course the Big Shot. I'm also using the Stamparatus to help me. Those who were lucky enough to pre-order theirs, this is a handy tool to use, especially for products like this, when you're die cutting multiple images and also stamping multiple images. I've already set up my Stamparatus, and I'm going to use my cardstock portrait this way and landscape this way, so I can fit all the stamps in. So from this plate I will stamp the Real Red largest rainbow image first, and I'll also have a cleaning cloth ready. This is an absorber cloth which is lint free, and you need to get into a good habit of cleaning your Stamparatus and the stamps after each inking. We'll start with the Real Red for the largest arc. Orient my cardstock in the portrait orientation. Insert my hinge in a vertical position and then bring that down onto my cardstock. Now, because these are photopolymer stamps, you do need the foam adapter that is supplied with by Stampin' Up. Clean. Ink up the second rainbow arch with Pumpkin Pie. Carry on doing it for the others. Now I'm going to change the orientation of my paper, and this time it will be in landscape. And now I want to stamp the fourth rainbow in Old Olive. Flip my plate over so I can ink up the last two. And for the seventh colour, I'm stamping it right in that corner there, and I've got this on the reverse side of the larger rainbows, and that one is my violet, which is Rich Raspberry. Sorry, it should go on this side. And since I'm here, I've got space for my unicorn, so I'm going to use up that cardstock and stamp the unicorn in Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Of course you can do the traditional way as well, but with the Stamparatus it will keep the shape of the arch once you've set it up, the same as the die. I use the die to help me. When you're storing the Stamparatus, you should always remove it from the hinge and store it this way. Now I had an extra piece of foam to give it more oomph, because when I'm stamping it in the corner I find that the coverage isn't as good right in the corner. So if I added a little bit of extra thickness to it, called a shim, it stamps perfectly. I use a product called Press and Seal, and I find that that just speeds up the process of me die cutting, because it keeps all the dies together on the cardstock like so. Top cutting plate, and I'm ready to run it through the Big Shot. So I'll do that off camera and I'll be back. And I just peel off all the pieces like so, pop them out. Next we want to cut the clouds, so I'm just going to put that across my cardstock, one upside down so they're facing each other, and you want one that is wider and one that is narrower. So if you put them buttered like that together, that'll be fine. Then I shall go and cut that off camera as well, and I'll be back. Bring in my smoky slate and a sponge dauber, and then I just want to sponge the edge of the clouds in smoky slate. Time to assemble the card. I hope this glue works. Bring in my scoring board, and you'll see why in a minute. It's to help me line these up. I'm just going to put some washi tape right across to secure it before I pick up the pieces together. Take the Tombow glue and I just glue it across like that, right across all the rainbows. And pop them on my card. Side. I should have used a silicone mat because I've got glue on my work surface. Okay, so that's down. I'll let it bond for a little while to make sure it's stuck. Then I will tackle this first. So I want to glue the larger piece first. Grab my dimensionals and I'm going to pop one here. Like so. Pop dimensionals on the bottom, a bit of stamping with Tempting Turquoise for the sentiment. You can't have a rainbow without a little rain, so I'll just stamp that there. So last thing to do, glue the little lightning on, tuck it under that cloud, glue my unicorn, tuck her under there, and now for these epoxy dewdrops. So just a few down here. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget, these are retiring, so both the cardstock, you know, the Tempting Turquoise, the Soft Sky cardstock is going, the colours are going, and also the Magical Day bundle and the Sunshine and Rainbows bundle. Thanks ever so much for visiting today. The supplies I use will be listed in the Show More section below this video, with direct links to my online store. They'll also be listed on my blog at blog.stampwithelaine.com. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye.